Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV in a new edition of our online interview series. We want to get an update from Aurania Resources, and Dr. Keith Barron is here with us today. Hey, good day, wherever you are in the world, Keith.
Always good to see you, Jochen, even if it's virtual.
Thank you very much. Yeah, always good to see you also, and I hope that we can make it soon then in person also, because it's much, much better. But anyhow, Aurania Resources, it was a bit, let's call it shaky times the last months. What's the overall situation of the company today? What happened in the last months?
Well, we've been working very, very diligently to get two of our really flagship projects to the stage of drill readiness. The first one's called Tadashem, and Tadashem we believe is a porphyry system, possibly with a component of magnetite skarn accompanying it. It's a large area, and we've had geologists doing some very, very detailed mapping over top of this thing using something called the Anaconda mapping method, which has been taught to all of our geologists. It's a very, very intensive type of mapping that was developed by the Anaconda Company. And if you remember, the Anaconda Company was the world leader in porphyry copper discovery and development really for about 100 years. They're no longer around, but certainly the legacy lives on.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
So we're working away at this thing, and we've got Steve Garwin working for us, who of course is one of the top people in the porphyry copper space. And we had a bit of a powwow yesterday. We've got 4 drill setups that we're putting in place right now on Tadashem. We'll be testing a 3 kilometer horizontally, 3 kilometer strike length of this body. There's a lot of variability in it, both in geochemistry and geophysics and in geology. But we want to hit really all the bases here. Now, I'm not going to promise the street a lot of high grade, because I just don't know. And this is a blind target. It does not come to surface. It's not exposed on the surface. But we will have a very good shot at it, and we will know if the thing is mineralized and if it requires more follow-up pretty quickly in the whole scheme of things. So that drilling is going to commence before the end of November, and it'll probably take us right through the Christmas period up into January.
And it means that you will drill 4 targets, or you have 4 drill rigs?
No. 1 drill rig.
Okay.
And it's not really 4 targets. It's 4 areas in the 1 target.
Okay, I see. Good. Yeah. How many meters do you think you can make, and to what depths you will go down?
Maximum depth of maybe 400, 500 meters, something like that. And the maximum meterage, maybe 2,000 meters altogether. We shall see. Of course, if we get into some nice high grade, then you can just keep the hole going. That's, these things are never ever cut and dried, and because it's in the subsurface and we don't have X-ray vision, if the first hole doesn't work out, we don't necessarily drill the next hole, which is right next to it. We move on to somewhere else, right? So it's a very iterative process, and really you learn as you go. But this is always the way it is in this kind of exploration. But I want to stress that this is a very, very big target. It's more than 3 kilometers wide. It's actually about 3.5 kilometers by 5. It needs to be tested. Any geologist worth his salt would look at this thing and say, gosh, what is that? from the geophysical signature, and it needs to be. We need to resolve this and figure out what it is. It is the biggest geophysical anomaly we have on the entire project. So it's time. I've wanted to drill this now for 4 years, 5 years, and it's time. It's finally happening. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Super. Then let's keep fingers crossed that you really hit in the first hole.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to promise anything.
No, but it would be great. It would be great. I'm a shareholder too. Come on.
Yes. Well, Jochen, you know that this is a labor of love for me, and that I put a lot of my personal money into it, and certainly a tremendous amount of my time. And we keep working at it very, very hard, working at it. And then the other target that we're going to move on to potentially in late January would be Awacha. And Awacha is a very big target. It's even bigger. It's 12 kilometers across. And we believe it's a cluster of porphyries, most of which are in the subsurface. We cannot see them. They're covered by a layer of black shale, which is post-mineral. So it's the black shale has come in after the porphyry. Now, in places where the black shale has been, we've exposed the stuff underneath, simply where there are ravines and things like that, and the streams have cut down through the black shale. We can see this classic, what's called phyllic alteration, quartz sericite pyrites. It's very, very heavy in pyrites, that's we believe that's an envelope enclosing the copper at depth. But we think here what we have is a similar sort of situation to Warintza that Solaris owns. And Warintza is a cluster of porphyries, which is 5 kilometers by 7 kilometers in size and dimension. And, we think we have multiple porphyries in a similar manner. We won't know, of course, until we drill. But that's in the plan.
Okay. So would you say you have to focus more on the precious metals or on the base metals now, or is that anyhow everything coming together?
Well, I love gold, and I love working on precious metals, and we have lots and lots of targets on the property. However, when you're in a situation where the market is tough, and there isn't a lot of money out there to raise for exploration, you have to make hard decisions on what you're going to concentrate on, and it's a lot easier to hit a porphyry that's 3 kilometers across than a vein system that might be a meter across. And our gold targets are not they're not coming to surface as well. They're blind targets. So what I would really like to do is some focused geophysics on these targets, but everything in its time, and it's all got to do with how much money is available to do the exploration. Of course, we get a nice hit here with the porphyry, and we start moving like Solaris did. Solaris went from 30 cents to $17.50. I'm not saying we're going to do the same sort of thing, but I should think that with a nice hit, we will have a stock price appreciation. And then the whole idea is to raise money at a higher price, a higher stock price, and then we have a possibility of going back to the gold and doing that as well.
Okay.
But I do want to stress that this project is now in its 6th year, and it is getting advanced. And I'm not saying it's getting old and tired, but there are many things now that are at drill readiness. And we recognize that it's getting to the point where it's any small company of our size would be too stretched to tackle everything at once. So it's no secret that we've been looking for joint venture partners, and we have been talking with a number of majors. And this is a fantastic property. Nobody else could get a property position like this in Ecuador, or even in the South American Cordillera. It just isn't out there anymore, and especially things that have never ever had a shot at exploration before. This is really the last frontier area. If you want to go to the next frontier area, you're going to have to go to Mars.
Okay, super. But there's interest there from the majors?
Yes, there is. Yeah. And we've had lots and lots of meetings, and I expect that will continue. I don't want it to continue ad infinitum. I need somebody to get off the fence here and make a commitment. And but they should all be aware that we are talking to many parties, not just them, whoever they are, but if they don't move their move things along, then they're going to miss out.
Okay, super. And you're also now in a financing round, correct? And
Correct.
You are also participating.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So it's not a very large financing right now. It's 2 million Canadian, and but it comes with a full warrant. And I am participating. I'm prepared to take down as much as a quarter of the financing. And my commitment is still there. This is a great project. I believe that we have potentially multiple mines here, and it's just it's a case of we've got a great geological team. We've got a great piece of geological real estate. We just need the money to make the discovery. And people have to realize it never comes easy, and it never comes quick. It's a process. It's not like throwing darts. It's not like something out of TV. It's a very, very difficult and hard job. But companies are engaged in this activity all over the world, and there's a tremendous amount of success out there. But it comes, with dedicated effort.
Absolutely.
And certainly that's what we're doing here.
And you know what we call this? Exploration.
That's right. Yeah. If you want a sure thing, go for production.
Exactly. The rest is adventure. Absolutely. Yeah. Super. Keith, thank you very much for the quick update. And I have a good feeling that we talked in January, because then you should have hopefully the first good drill results. And then we should really talk again for a good update then.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun. Yes.
That would be good.
Looking
Super.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, Keith. All the best for you. Thanks. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Keith Barron, the CEO of Aurania Resources. And you heard it, the drills start very, very soon here to turn. And they first want to go Tadashem, and then directly in January next year, Avacha. And let's hope for some beautiful drill results, for the big discovery. That would be great. That would help the company. I mean, financing these days is not easy for exploration companies. But as you heard, Keith is again putting down over $500,000 into the company, because he's prepared to take a quarter of those $2 million they are raising now. And stay tuned. We will update you. Thanks for watching us. Check out Aurania Resources. Bye-bye from Switzerland.